What's going on, everybody? Stas here. Welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be talking about the top 15 stocks that I'm looking to buy right now, and I also want to do a quick technical breakdown on the S&P 500 to see what happened last week in the stock market, and we're also going to be looking at the futures market, which, let me tell you guys, is looking pretty green right now. So if you all find value, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure to join the free Discord chat and Facebook group linked down below. And you could also claim 4 free stocks from WeBull, which, by the way, guys, is running out either today or tomorrow. So make sure to go down below and get those 4 free stocks valued up to $1,600. So let's get into it. What happened last week in the stock market? Well, the S&P 500 hit an all-time high at 3712.39. In fact, we were uptrending for the first 2.5 days of the week last week. And even before that, you guys can see here on the hourly chart, S&P 500 was trading perfectly within this channel. And you guys remember that if you were following my YouTube channel last week, right? We were trading in this channel for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, right? And then Monday last week hit, we were in the channel. Tuesday last week hit, we were still in the channel. And then Wednesday hit, we hit that all-time high at 3712, and then all of a sudden, boom, the market collapsed, right? S&P went from 3712 on Wednesday down to about 3660, a drop of over 1.3% in the same day. And what you guys see, especially if I zoom in here on the 5-day, 5-minute, that Wednesday, we actually double bottomed and we broke out into the close, right? And the following day, Thursday, we held that same double bottom breakout support at 3660 for pretty much the whole day. Other than that collapse where we went down to 3645, other than that, we held 3660 like a rock, right? And then Friday hit, which you guys saw my analysis on Friday in Friday's video. Friday hit, and we hit under 3660. We broke that support, and we also broke 3645, and we went down to 3633, but ultimately we recovered back over 3645 and over 3660, which was pretty strong of a close for the bulls. But like I said on Friday, and I'll say it again, the bulls are not out of the woods quite yet, because we're still under this 180 SMA resistance here on the 5-day, 5-minute. We're still potentially at a lower high here, right? Meaning we could get rejected and dump off as indicated here by this arrow. And honestly, we just haven't confirmed the full-on breakout yet. We're still in this little mini 3-day downtrend. And if I zoom out a bit, 4-hour chart, what you guys notice is we are maintaining support on this overall 6-month 50 SMA, which is a very good sign for the overall uptrend holding. But again, back on that 5-day, 5-minute, we must break out here into, let's say, 3670, 3680, ideally above 3680 for the uptrend in the short term to continue, and for us to maybe even go back into that channel or up to all-time highs, right? So watch out for those points on the S&P, 3660, 3680, and when it comes down to the futures market, guys, it's looking strong. So what this is indicating to me is, hey, we're probably going to be gapping up based on what the futures are looking like right now. And again, you can't take the futures always as, okay, it's going to happen as what they're looking like right now. I just confused myself. Let me say that again. You can't always think, okay, just because the futures are green right now, they're going to be green in the morning. They very well could flip-flop, but at this point in time, they're green. The E-mini S&P futures, they're up 0.5%, up about 20 points. They saw a nice gap up, and it seems like it's holding that nice gap up level, which is a good sign for the bulls heading into tomorrow, right? If we look at the Dow Jones futures, they're up 0.6%, even more, up 175 points. Nice gap up there on the Dow Jones futures out of this downtrend, right? So that's a good sign. And when it comes down to the NASDAQ futures, they're up about 0.4%, up almost 50 points, and they're also breaking out of this downtrend on the 5-day, 5 minutes. So watch out for the futures tomorrow morning, guys. It's going to be huge. If they're continuing this green rally, S&P 500 is going to break out of that little 3-day downtrend, right? And also keep an eye on the large caps. That's very important as well. As large caps, they move the market, guys. Let's be honest, and especially Amazon, Facebook, Google, Apple, these types of companies, Microsoft. If they're all up tomorrow morning, I mean, for the most part, hey, the market's probably going to be moving up as well. So that's the market update. Nothing crazy. We're in a little downtrend, but it seems like bullish momentum is slowly coming back in. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. I would love to know your thoughts as always. Now let's talk about these 15 stocks. There's a lot to talk about today. Let's try to fit this in a 25-minute video. Let's go. Number one is Virgin Galactic, and we know that they had a test flight on Saturday, and it didn't go well. Nobody died. Thank God nobody died, but it didn't go well. They actually had to abort the mission. So let's talk about that right now very quickly. And by the way, this flight was scheduled for the 23rd of November. They pushed it back to December in the beginning. They pushed it back again. And now we finally got it. And the stock's kind of been rallying on this, on this test flight, right? And now that it aborted, it failed. I mean, I think the stock might see a bit of a sell-off, but I think the sell-off could open up a buying opportunity. So let's talk about what happened here. Virgin Galactic's White Knight 2 aircraft carrying the Spaceship Two vehicle named VSS Unity by the company took off from Spaceport America in southern New Mexico at 10:24 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I believe on Saturday. And piloting Spaceship Two were Dave McKay, the company's chief test pilot, and former NASA astronaut C.J. Sturckow. I hope I'm saying that right. And the VSS Unity separated from the White Knight 2 at about 11:15 a.m. Eastern, and according to a webcast from NASAspaceflight.com, the space plane appeared to ignite its hybrid rocket engine, but almost immediately shut it down. The vehicle then glided back to Spaceport America, landing at 10 or 11:27 a.m. Eastern, and the company announced on Twitter, quote unquote, the pilots and vehicles are back safe and sound. And it was aborted, right? The mission was aborted. So if you guys have never watched a Virgin Galactic flight, the way it works, very simply here. You have two space vehicles, right? One of the vehicles carries the other vehicle up about 40,000 feet. And the idea here is once the two vehicles are up in the air, they actually, the mothership releases the smaller ship, right? The smaller vehicle, and then that vehicle shoots up higher into space, right? Into orbit. But in this case, it released that vehicle and it actually failed to go up into space. It couldn't, and like I said before, they completely aborted it and it went straight down. And they obviously have measures that go into aborted missions, right? They're not going up there without a plan. They obviously have everything outlined, which is why they came back safe and sound. But overall, it was aborted, right? And like I said, the stock here might see a bit of a sell-off. I wouldn't be surprised even if we saw a multi-day sell-off, maybe back down to, probably down to maybe $28. I wouldn't be surprised if we went down to $28, maybe $29, maybe $30 if the sell-off isn't that bad. But I'd be shocked if Virgin Galactic broke out to the mid-30s. There's no way in my mind. I think we're going lower. And again, depending on where it finds support, I think it's going to be a dip buy. So I'm watching Virgin Galactic here, and we have to see when they're going to reschedule another test flight if they haven't already. I might have missed it, but we have to see when they're going to reschedule that. So the next stock here is Nvidia, ticker symbol NVDA, and this is one that you guys can see here on the 4-hour chart, and I've talked about this before. It's in an overall wedge, right? We're making lower lows, or rather lower highs at the same time as we're making higher lows, putting us in this wedge. And notice where we are now. Nvidia is actually right at the support of the wedge at about 510, 515, 520. And the past couple of days, I mean, we've seen some nice support at that point, right? We've seen a a bottom here on, what was this, Wednesday. Thursday we held 515, 510, and on Friday as well, but we haven't fully gotten the break up quite yet, the confirmation of the breakout. And that's kind of what I'm waiting for tomorrow, and I think this week we might get that. So if Nvidia pops out, and I'm going to put an alert here, maybe 525, if 525 can break on Nvidia, I think it has potential, going back to that 4-hour chart, probably up to maybe 545, maybe 550, and that's where we're going to meet the resistance of the wedge, and that's going to be the real test. If we break out of that point, oh man, we could be going a lot higher on Nvidia, and we'll see how that goes down. But overall, I'm bullish on this company. And NNDM, I've been getting a lot of questions on NNDM. And if you guys remember last week, we broke down some technicals on this. We covered it. I actually took a loss on one of my trades with NNDM. I always mix up the ticker, guys. But what we see here is we were in an uptrending channel, right? We hit all-time highs, $8, pulled down, we held support at $6, rallied back up, but we failed to take out the high at about $7.97 for this, last week. We failed to do it, right? And what we formed last week was a right shoulder, right? Take a look. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. That is known as a head and shoulder, right? And we ended up breaking the uptrending channel, both moving averages here as well on the hourly chart. And on Friday, we actually went down almost 5% on the day. So at this point, I mean, I wouldn't be not even chasing an NNDM because it's not running up, but I wouldn't force it quite yet. We're about to test a pretty big support, the neckline here of the head and shoulder at about $5.90 to $6. I'm thinking if that breaks, honestly, guys, I don't want to scare you, but I think NNDM could collapse even further, maybe down to the mid-5s, maybe about 550. That could be where it goes to if $6, $5.90, that neckline ends up breaking. But if we hold this point and we gap up, we have a strong day, maybe a couple strong days, and we start climbing back up mid-6s, high-6s, hey, we could end up continuing the bull rally, the bull momentum that we've seen over the past couple of weeks at that point. So we kind of just have to give it time. Again, I'm not chasing it. I'm not forcing it at this point. I kind of want to give it some wiggle room. And on this 4-hour chart, I mean, honestly, guys, what you see is what right around the 180 SMA. That could be where it goes to as well on the 4-hour chart, right around $4.75, $5. I don't know if it's going to go that low, to be honest, but that would be a very healthy spot, and I'd be buying it heavily at that point, to be honest. So watch out for NNDM. Activision Blizzard, ATVI is another one. We've been calling this out like crazy. Hope you guys have been doing well with it. We called it out after it broke out, or honestly, even before it broke out of this downtrending channel. I said, guys, watch out for ATVI. If we take out this 80 level resistance, we're going to hit 81, 82. We did exactly that. And now we're fiddling and breaking out of 83, 83.50 to the point where we could be going up $85 plus at this point. And I think overall Activision is going higher here than lower. That's just my gut feeling, my intuition. And honestly, it's been hit so hard that it's due for a rally, right? So watch out for maybe a test at those all-time highs. And I think the next couple of earnings for Activision and a lot of these video game companies with the new consoles, all the new stuff coming out, I think the earnings are going to be strong. So watch out for ATVI. SBE is another one, guys. Switchback Energy. This is one of those charging station stocks for the EVs out there. SBE is interesting, right? We hit a potential double top here at 44, but we sold off and we actually held the uptrend on Friday here right above that 180, or actually no, the 50 SMA here on the 4-hour chart. So I'm actually looking at this as a potential dip buy. I'm going to put an alert on SBE at $39. I think if $39 could break, set alert is at or above perfect. If that can break, we take out those highs from the 30th of November. Also from the 8th of December, maybe we fill the gap from $39 up to $43, $44 again. That's kind of what I'm thinking here with Switchback. And you guys can see on the 5-day, 5-minute, we still haven't broken out of this mini 3-day downtrend. So I'd want to see that break out probably into $39.40 before entering. But I think overall there is some bullish momentum with SBE here. And same thing with BLNK, ticker symbol BLNK. This is one, if we look on the 4-hour chart, what we notice is, yeah, it's struggling under $30, $29 to be exact, which is why I'm not touching it until it breaks 30. But if it breaks 30, guys, that is where I think is there's going to be a big move. Maybe back up to the mid-30s, high 30s, as you guys can see here on the chart. And this could be an ascending triangle as well. We see resistance at $29.30. We're uptrending into that resistance, causing maybe a squeeze out of there. So watch out for BLNK. And another one, we can't go a video without talking about this one, guys. It's NIO, N-I-O. This one, what you see here is one, a head and shoulder, right? On this 4-hour chart, it's looking like a head and shoulder, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. And let me draw this out to show you guys even further, right? If you can't see it, left shoulder here, head right here, right shoulder right here. So this is the neckline. We're pretty much at it at $40, $41. So I think if that breaks on the bottom side, there's going to be more downside for NIO. But overall, if the 180 SMA holds on the flip side and we end up breaking out of this downtrend here that you guys can see better on, let's say, the 5-day, 5-minute chart and on the hourly chart, if that downtrend breaks, 42 holds, and we rocket back mid-40s, I think there's going to be an uptrend, or rather bullish momentum shift. I think more momentum is going to be pushing us upwards from there. And I actually covered that in my video on Friday about NIO, and I'll link that down below, which I go over it, and I said, guys, I don't see it going much lower than $38, $39. I could be wrong, but I'm looking at this more as a buying opportunity rather than kind of a stay away opportunity, or just stay away from the stock, if you guys know what I mean. So that's NIO. Another one, we haven't talked about this one in a while, is Peleton, PTON. This is another one of those that's in a wedge. We're making lower highs, but at the same time, we're making higher lows. And you can see based on this arrow, if we take out this resistance, I'm thinking Peleton could end up seeing a move, maybe up to, let's say, the 120s, 125. We could be making a move up to that resistance point from a couple weeks ago in the beginning of November. I think that would be my first target if Peleton were to break 118, 120. So I'm going to set an alert on Peleton. Create alert is at or above $120. Perfect. So watch out for Peleton on a potential breakout here. Another one is Tattooed Chef, guys, TTCF. This is one that is on a roll. Well, before these past couple of days, it wasn't on a roll, but the past couple of days, oh man, guys, it has been crushing it. Take a look here. It's gone from $14 to $19, which is a big resistance, by the way. That's a move of 23% in the matter of a couple of trading days. And what I'm looking at here on the 4-hour chart is a big resistance at $18.50, $19, right? No doubt about it. This is a resistance from June, from, July, from the beginning of September, end of August, and we actually also held it as support back in the end of September, and we rallied from 1860 up to the mid-20s. So at this point, right here, this is a pivotal point. Very, very pivotal point. If TTCF can break out of 19 into the $20 level, it's going to be a runner, no doubt about it. And you might be able to even add into it now, although it's not confirmed the breakout. It hasn't confirmed the breakout quite yet. But if you want to get in a little bit prematurely, I think it could be a decent entry point. That's my opinion. Of course, you guys have to do your own research out there. But I think anything above 18, 19, or more like 19, 20, that's breakout territory here for Tattooed Chef. So I'm going to be watching it like a hawk this week, guys. And I was about to say DropBox, DBX. This is one that a lot of people in the YouTube community talk about, especially Jeremy over there from Financial Education. Shout out to Jeremy because he actually ended up getting into this one. I forget, honestly. Maybe like, you guys probably watch his videos more than me, but probably like $20 or something like that, 21 or who knows. He got in, let's just put it that way. And the stock has been crushing it ever since then. He got in at a good time, let's put it that way. And what you notice here on DropBox is it is in a downtrend. It wasn't a downtrending channel. It held it perfectly for months on end, from the beginning of June all the way to the beginning of December. And then recently, guys, it started breaking out from 20 bucks, 21, and now it's gone parabolic. On Friday, it went up 6% to 22.50, right? And then up another 10% after market hours on rumors that we're going to see a merger, maybe a buyout of DropBox here. We don't know exactly what's going to happen. This is all he said, she said, right? Hearsay, whatever you want to call it. Nobody knows exactly, but we're seeing and hearing rumors out there, and the stock's going bananas. Do you guys remember when we saw rumors of CRM, Salesforce, buying out Slack? You guys remember what happened a couple weeks ago, or one or 2 weeks ago when that happened? Slack went from 30 bucks to 45. So, yeah, I mean, if DBX gets bought out, especially by a big company, we'll see. This could easily go up to $28, $30, $32. So I'm watching DBX very closely, although here it's overbought. I'll be honest, it's overbought. RSI screaming overbought. But I think if it can get down to maybe maybe $24, I mean, it's already at $24. But yeah, maybe 23, 24. If it holds this old resistance for a couple of days, it consolidates a little bit. Maybe that could be an entry point on DBX. And another one here is FDX, which is FedEx, guys. We talked about this last week. They're reporting earnings on the 17th of this week, and all of their earnings for the past couple of quarters have been grand slams. So I'm liking this. I want to see what they report, and I think the next quarter, the holiday season quarter, is going to be even better, which is going to come out, of course, in a couple months from now, which we'll see how that ends up going down. But at this point in time, FedEx is on a pull down about 11 to actually more like 15 bucks from its peak, down about 7%. We're holding the uptrending channel here. We're holding the 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart. Seems like we are finding a bit support there. You guys can see it here. So I just want to see if FedEx is able to hold this and break out of this little 3-day downtrend on the 5-day 5-minute. If we break into the 290s, 295, that could be confirmation that FedEx is going back up, let's say to maybe 300, 305. So watch out for FedEx here, guys. I'm loving it. SPLK, shout out to my subscribers. You guys are awesome. You guys put this on the map for me. Splunk, I wasn't even watching the stock, but a couple of you guys shouted out this stock in the comments, and again, thank you all. And by the way, if you want me to talk about any stocks, drop a comment down below. I love looking at the stocks you guys are watching, and believe it or not, I'm not some guy that has every stock in my head. I'm not just a stock dictionary, right? You guys actually put stocks on my radar. So please drop a comment. Let me know what stocks you're watching, and maybe I'll cover them in the videos. And SPLK, this is one that's been being down. They missed earnings, and ever since they missed earnings, they're down over 25%. And it seems like they've been holding that support at about 150, right around that point for a couple of days at this point. So I want to see what Splunk is going to do here, guys. It's still in a downtrend, no doubt about it. We haven't confirmed any sort of breakout quite yet, but I think any move above, let's say, maybe 160, 165, that's confirmation in my eyes that Splunk is going a lot higher, and there is a lot of opportunity. I think it could end up getting back into the 170s, 180s, maybe 200 some point, and get back into the upwards portion of this downwards channel that you guys are seeing on the 4 hours. So a couple of other ones here. My voice is slowly getting a bit scratchy, I'm not gonna lie, but we have to power through this. Stock number 13 is Altria, ticker symbol MO. This one is not one that I trade too often, honestly, but it is one that I own in my long-term account as a dividend play. They have about an 8% dividend, and just recently, which is why I'm covering it now in this video, we broke a big resistance. You guys can see right around $42, $43 roughly. That's been a resistance ever since the month of April, stemming all the way to the end of July, and we've seen resistance there even recently in November, and now we finally saw a break out above $42.50 to $43. So I want to see if Altria can maybe continue this momentum. It's possible, maybe up to the mid-40s. And hey, even if we might even see, I don't know if this is going to happen, but we could even see a shift into more value plays. And you could argue that this is a shift into more value plays here, since Altria is a value play and it's been going up the past couple of weeks, as a lot of these tech stocks haven't been doing much. You know, Apple's been stagnant, Amazon's been stagnant, Netflix has been stagnant. So it's arguable that people, not everybody, but people out there, investors, funds, whatever, they're getting out of a lot of these higher growth names, and maybe they're actually slipping some money into Altria, these dividend value plays, which is why we're seeing Altria crushing it. I mean, it's up from $36 to $43. That's 20% in a couple weeks. And on top of that, they pay a juicy dividend. So watch out for this momentum in Altria to continue. And J&J is another one, a value play here that's been crushing it, as a lot of the tech names have been flat. I mean, J&J's broken 148. It broke this downtrend here. Now we're filling the gap up, it seems like, to about 156, 157. So there is some more headway in my eyes with J&J here, although it's not the craziest amount of profit you can make. But from 153 maybe to 157, I can see that happening, which is about 2.5%. So watch out for that on J&J. And good old Palantir. We can't finish the video without talking about Palantir, guys. PLTR. This is another one of those wedge stocks. It's making lower highs and higher lows at the same time, and we just have to see what direction it ends up picking, right? You guys can see the past couple of days, 1, 2, 3 trading days, we've been holding support strongly at 26, so that is a good sign that we're holding the bottom of this wedge and that we want to break out, but we haven't broken out quite yet. So I'm going to set an alert on Palantir probably around 28.50. Let me just be safe with it. Create alert at 28.50. If it cracks above that point, we could be going much higher. I mean, we've seen the stock get very hot in the past. So watch out for Palantir. And by the way, guys, I list all of the stocks we mentioned in these videos down below in the description box. So if you guys do want to make notes and write down what stocks I talked about without rewinding and going over the videos, go check out the description box to write down all of the stocks. So that's it for today's video. Hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure to join the Strive Smart Discord chat and Facebook group. Those are free of charge to join. Link down below. And you could also get 4 free stocks from WeBull, which runs out either today. If you're watching this video, you can probably still get the 4 free stocks, or maybe even tomorrow if you're lucky. But if I were you, I'd just go do it right now. If you didn't already, get those 4 free stocks. All you have to do is deposit $100 using my link down below, and you get the 4 free stocks. So do that. I'll catch you all in the next video. Hope you all had a great weekend. Stay safe out there. I'm super hyped for the market this week. I'm very excited. Hope you guys do well. And yeah, thanks again for watching. Stay safe out there. Peace out.